All right, are we ready? Pardon me, I forgot to put on my microphone. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today?
Good morning.
It's a little warm in here, so I do apologize for that. The air conditioning, it blew, tripped a breaker earlier today, so we are working on getting it cooled off in here a little bit, but I do appreciate your patience with that. Now, to officially start this church service, can we have someone run back and ring the Christabelle? We can have more than one person do it, so if you have a few of you that would like to go, feel free to go back. Come on, go ahead, line up. No, everybody's too shy? Okay. See the cord there, that pull cord above the exit sign? There you go. Just pull it, wait about 2 seconds, and then pull it again. All right, thank you. Good job. I really do appreciate that, Richard. We like to ring that bell. For those of you who haven't been here for a while, we like to ring that bell to signal to Spirit that it is time for us to share that time together, that Spirit knows that we're ready, in other words. So now that we've done that, can you all please make sure that you have your cell phones or any electronic devices either off or on vibrate? I would appreciate that, and actually so would Spirit. And while you're doing that, allow me to go into our announcements for today. First off, I would like to tell Ruth thank you for covering last week. I do appreciate that. I know it was very short notice. Also, our next board meeting will not be until September 12th because we do have the upcoming Labor Day holiday. So it will be September 12th for anybody who's interested in attending, and also as a reminder for the board members. We have created a small lending library in the healing room off the chapel here. For anyone who would like to check out a book, there's a little bit of a book check out there. So, we have several books on spiritualist subjects and on just spiritual subjects in general. It is our hope that we are going to be getting some more books down the road, but we do have a decent start right there. So if you're interested, go ahead and sign out a book and kind of learn a little something from it. Now, for all my mediumship students out there, don't forget to do your homework every day. Not only the psychometrizing of objects to help connect with loved ones, but also remember every day you're supposed to be connecting with your spirit guides and with your higher selves, with your spirit. So just a little friendly reminder. We do have an air conditioner is now there for the multi-purpose room and has not been put in place. And thank you again, Ruth, for that. We are very excited about some of these upcoming things we have coming. But for those of you who would prefer to provide your offering online rather than here at the church, we do also have a virtual offering plate that you can find either on our church's YouTube channel under the videos. You can find it on our church's webpage. You can also find it through our church's Facebook page. So there are a few options for you, and I just want to make sure that you all know how much we appreciate all that assistance. We really do. Now, let's see. Is there anything else? Pardon me. I just my camera moved and it was driving me crazy. So, okay. Let's get on to the more formal portion of our church service this morning, shall we? If you could all please bow your heads for our invocation this morning. This is one of my favorites, by the way. Infinite Spirit, we give thanks for this day and this time that we can share with one another. As we begin our service today, we ask that the outpouring of Spirit's higher teachings come through the voice of our speaker, me. We welcome the visitations from the spirit world, revealed through the voice of our message bearers. We look forward to wisdom's guidance in our lives and for the opportunity of welcoming our family, friends, teachers, and guides in the spirit world. In love, light, and truth, amen. Now, the essence of spiritualism, what we are as a science, philosophy, and religion, and what we believe as spiritualists can really be wrapped up in 9 statements. Those statements are what we call our Declaration of Principles. At this time, I ask that you please find your hymnals and open them to your front inside cover, and that you join me in reading aloud the Declaration of Principles. Looks like everybody is ready. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We affirm the moral responsibility of individuals, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes proven through mediumship. All right, and now we will begin the healing portion of our church service today. And as soon as I run over and grab it, I will be reading from the list of absent friends who are in need of healing. Oh, thank you, Ruth. Every week I forget.
It's okay, I forgot to ask you too.
Oh, I don't feel so bad then. Thank you. Now, after I finish reading from... Oh, you gave me the sign-in sheet. Apologies, everybody.
Options. You do that one. Okay.
Welcome to live theater. No, just kidding. Okay, now after I finish reading from our list of people who are in need of healing today who are not present, if there's anyone that you would like to add to this list, feel free to just say their first name aloud, and we will also send them healing energies as well. Joanne, Jamie, Julie, Karen, Jim, Mert and Henry, Deborah and Jeff, Jeff W., Bishop, Deb, Tara, Alex, Brandy, the Young family, the United States, the Spicer family, Shirley and Joe, Martha N., Russell L., Norma T., Deb, Fred, Debbie, CJ, Ryan and family, Geraldine, Donna, Becky, Charlie, Sharon, Gerald, Scott, Brittany, Brianna, Jenny, Harold, and their family, Tana, Jacob, Reuben, and Irene. If there are any names that you would like to add, just feel free to say that person's first name out loud now. Anyone else?
The family of Matthew and Hannah. The Lord.
Anyone else? No? Okay. At this time, we will be playing our healing hymn this morning, which will be number 172, Voices Talk to Me. So if you could please turn your hymnals to 172 and join us in song. And Spirit loves it when we just sing loudly and sing happily. So whenever you are ready, Jennifer, if you could. Angel voices talk. Thank you, everybody. At this time, we will conclude our healing portion of our church service with a reading aloud of our spiritual prayer for healing, or I should say our prayer for spiritual healing, which can be found on the back inside cover of your hymnals. And I'll give you a moment to get there, but if you could read aloud with me when you are all ready. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of Spirit. All right. At this time, your sermon for today will be provided by yours truly. So, all right. Without further ado, it was Nikola Tesla who had stated that if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. Now, I just love that quote because I find it to be so true in just about every area of our lives. So, why would a pastor in a spiritualist church bother to quote one of the greatest scientific minds in history? Oh, I know that's a controversial statement, huh? Quite simply because he was 100% correct in his assessment. That's not just me saying that either, by the way. If you look to our own spiritualist teachings as well. And I got to give you a quick heads up, everybody. Make sure you are all well rested or at least well caffeinated because we're going to be covering a lot of ground here today. We are going to be speaking about your vibration as well as just what that means for you and your own happiness as well. It is very important to know how to raise your vibration for several reasons. But first, we're going to be talking about the law of intention and how that also will tie into your vibration. Oh, and we are also going to be taking a small detour to Summerland and beyond as well. So as I said, we've got a full 20 minutes ahead of us. Having given you all that bit of introduction, now why don't we just kind of dive right into the deep end of the pool? When it comes to doing anything in this life or the next, intention is everything. Now, why would that be? Why, thank you for asking that question. Why would that be? Because, what? Were you expecting me to actually answer more than just because? Yeah? I see a lot of heads nodding out there. Okay. I'm glad to hear that. You want to know why? Because that means that all of you sitting out there are truly spiritualists. I know this because you're not just sitting there accepting my answers, but you're engaged and you're thinking for yourself about what I am saying. Test whatever someone else tells you is truth, and then hold it against your own personal thoughts and experiences. Then you judge for yourself what you find to be the truth. Now, I personally have tested the truths that I am about to tell you, But they are truths that are also taught by the science, philosophy, and religion of spiritualism as well. So anyway, back to intention. Or more specifically, we're going to be speaking about the law of intention. It's not enough to do that which is pure and good and right, for all you Meatloaf fans. You must be doing so for the right reasons. The law of intention is quite a powerful force that will help to direct where you go in this life as well as the next. As I said just a minute ago, intention is everything. Speaking to your words, thoughts, and actions, it is not only about what you are doing, but why you are doing it. Okay, so everything we've been talking about thus far, it's kind of been building up to what we're moving on into next. I mean, after all, it is all about building a firm foundation to work from. That's how life works. That's how building works. And we are building the lives for ourselves and others. Were you a kind, compassionate person during your time on earth? Or were you selfish, angry, frustrated, and mean? Now, I mean, obviously, we do all have our moments where we may not have an even mind, or where we will be a bottle of soda instead of a bottle of water and allowing ourselves to get all shaken up and explode. But what were your overall intentions while you were living your life here on earth? Yep, always comes back to that again. You're going to hear this phrase in your sleep tonight, everybody, but as I said before, intention is everything, both in this life as well as the next. Even if you had your moments where, you could not keep calm and carry on, as long as you did your best to be calm, cool, and collected, it will count. Intention is everything, even if things didn't work out as planned. When things go wrong, it really does help to look within and to go within and see what you could have done differently. And to be honest, really a bit of self-reflection, it really is a positive thing. Even if it is not the most comfortable thing to do, it does make a positive difference in your life. And I mean, after all, it really is about helping each of you out there to become a better, stronger, happier person. Also, remember this fact. Intention is nothing without action. Think to the teachings of Marcus Aurelius for just a moment. What we do now echoes in eternity. That there really is an unbelievable amount of wisdom and information and truth that can be found in that deceptively simple statement. Intention goes hand in hand with action. If your thought is to do something with the expectation that you're going to receive the thanks of a grateful nation, that is not necessarily the proper intention. A thing is to be done because it is the right thing to be done. Whatever it is, a thing needs to be completed without a thought for the accolades that may be presented at the outcome of the action. Well, yes, it is true that you're doing something that was helpful, kind, positive, or however you choose to frame it. You did something only because you wanted to get credit for it, and that really does diminish the act. Remember, your spirit guides, your loved ones, your angels, and infinite intelligence, they know what your true intentions are. And most importantly to that, you know what your full intentions truly are. Even if your mind is trying to tell you that you're doing something with the proper intention, I'm completely on the up and up with this. Your soul and your spirit will know the truth. Wow. Okay, I can hear some of those thoughts out to you from a few of you. I get it. I do. I really do. It seems like such a hassle, to go through and put forth all that effort of trying to improve yourself. I mean, why does that even matter, right? I mean, seriously, who cares if someone wants me to try and be a better, stronger, happier person? I mean, it's not like it's going to make much of a difference in my life or my happiness, is it? Okay. Let me address those thoughts for just a minute. I know that all of you have questions like that, and they're pretty universal. I mean, do our words, thoughts, and actions really affect this life as well as the next? As I said before, yes. Yes, they do. Once again, spiritualism teaches us that everything is a matter of vibration. everything will vibrate to a specific frequency, whether it be of a lower vibration or whether it be of a higher vibration. Your thoughts, words, and actions will determine your energy, which will also determine where you are drawn on that vibrational scale. We've all heard that before in a different way, right? I know I just put it in kind of a more formal way, but how about this? Birds of a feather flock together. That one I'm sure we've all heard before. Those who are of like mind or energy will find themselves being drawn to those who are of a similar mindset or a similar vibration. Right? Am I right or am I right or am I right? 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 Right. Okay, good. Everybody's with me. Does any of this sound familiar to anybody else? The fact that everything in existence is a certain vibrational state and that like attracts like. Yep. One of nature's laws, the law of attraction. Just another one of nature's laws in action. The law of attraction in action. Okay, so after all this buildup that I've just done, what happens when we make our transition from this earth plane to spirit? Thought you'd never ask. Most people, when they transition to what we will call Summerland, it is a glorious experience for them. It is a place that, and I'm speaking metaphorically when I say that phrase, when I say that it is a place that looks actually quite a bit like the most beautiful, absolutely gorgeous places on earth. Now, why would that be? Why would it look so much like Earth? Honestly, for quite a few different reasons, but the main one is simply because most people need it to look a lot like Earth. And here's why. I see some of those skeptical looks out there, but I'm going to explain what I mean. Most people these days have really lost the connection that they have with their soul and their spirit. Remember, we are all part of a triune of energy, a mind, a soul, and a spirit. And most people, because they've lost that connection, they have a difficult time really adjusting to a place of such beauty and such a high vibration. They don't necessarily feel ready or feel worthy to accept their perfect connection to infinite intelligence or spirit. That's where the familiarity of an environment that is similar to the one people have come so strongly to identify with comes in handy. In other words, Earth, right here. And that's also why it is so important to raise your vibration while you are here, to give you that sense of belonging in Summerland. Yes, you deserve to be there. We all deserve to be there, especially provided we've done the work here on Earth. Now, I have spoken at length about this, how people have lost their sense of connection in our Reconnect Your Spirit sermon. So I'm not going to go into that anymore here. But for more information on that particular topic, just find our sermon on YouTube. Now, back to Summerland. As I said, it is so much more beautiful than the earth plane. And that is because the vibration of Summerland, it is so much higher than that blue marble that we currently inhabit here. When someone transitions to spirit and find themselves in Summerland, they find a place that is it is filled with more love, more joy, more compassion, more peace, more of everything wonderful like that than they have ever found here on Earth. Beautiful gold, silver, marble buildings that are just amazing, natural wonders beyond anything that I can even begin to describe, that we can even possibly imagine here. Magnificent libraries, palatial public buildings. They're all existing with the intention of helping every person that is there to, and here we go again, say it with me, learn, grow, strive, and thrive. All going towards those higher realms. Now, this might be something that a lot of you may not necessarily be aware of, but Summerland is not intended as our permanent vacation destination. It is meant to be a mere rest stop on our soul growth, on our evolution as a spirit. It will help us to get to those higher planes of existence that will bring us ever closer to be one with infinite intelligence. And that really is our goal. Ultimately, it is our goal to become one with everything. There truly is, I have to tell you from personal experience, there truly is nothing in this universe or the next that can compare with what it feels like to be connected with that sense of oneness of all that was, is, or ever will be, it's amazing. And it is beyond anything I could ever possibly describe to you. Those higher planes of existence are just incredible. Now, shifting gears for just a moment, for argument's sake, let's say that you realize that you may not be the most evolved or the highest vibrational person that you can be. What then? Do you just give up and start trying to drag people down who are of a higher vibration, drag them down to your level? No, that's not good. It might feel easier to drag other people down to your level rather than to elevate yourself to theirs, but trust me on this, everybody. All you're going to do is keep yourself stuck, and you're going to pave the way to more unhappiness if that's how you choose to live. And it will also prevent you from reaching those higher vibrational planes, dimensions, spheres of existence that we are all striving to inhabit. Instead of trying to drag someone down to your level, why not try and elevate yourself? Put your focus into becoming the best you that you can be. Through this process, you can raise your vibration, and you'll find yourself much more easily able to reach those higher vibrational planes. If you put in the work, it is totally worth it. And that's the voice of experience. A large part of raising your vibration is actually living by example. Now, not an example of what not to do like myself, but live as an example of how to be a more compassionate, caring person. Raising your vibration really does help you to feel more comfortable and more in control of your life. I've seen far too many people recently who are feeling as though their lives are completely out of control. And by raising your vibration, it can help you to feel more in control of yourself, which in turn helps you to feel more in control of your life. Raising your vibration, it's also about elevating your thinking. Remember that sermon? Anybody remember that one? Elevate your thinking? Anyway, in addition to elevating your thinking, raising your vibration will help you to see the bigger picture. So often we get caught up in the minutia of our lives, in the day-to-day little dramas that happen, or about the drama llamas that surround us, that we forget to think about stepping back and seeing the overall big picture. How the A fits to B, fits to C, fits to D. Elevating your thinking, it will also help you to understand the most important lesson, which most people seem to forget or they may have failed to learn to begin with. Quite often, it is not about you. It is about the we-go and not the ego. Raising your vibration, it helps you to transcend the ego and focus on the we-go. The we go together to learn, grow, strive, and thrive. Together. By focusing on helping others and helping everyone to move forward together, you are living as an example for others. In doing so, you're also helping them to raise their vibration, to elevate themselves and elevate their thinking, which in turn, it will inspire them to do the same for someone else, who will do it for someone else, who will do it for someone else, and so on. And that's a good thing. Now, I could spend days on why it is a positive thing to raise your vibration. But what about the simple fact that it will make you happier? It really will. I think that's actually a good thing in and of itself. I really do. Do you want to be overall happier and more at peace with life in general? Raise your vibration. So we've reached the portion where I say, so how do you do that, you ask? Go ahead, ask. All right. Like this. You start with high vibrational foods. Oh, I just watched everybody go, oh, because they know what that means. Essentially, what I am talking about are foods that are as unprocessed as possible. Now, I have to be honest, as much as I love a good fast food cheeseburger, obviously, the best thing for me, if I'm going to eat a cheeseburger, I would much prefer to make one at home using fresh ingredients because they are of a much higher vibration. It's much less processed. Now, I am aware that there are people out there, or people who are watching from their virtual congregation locations, who will tell me that by eating meat at all, I am keeping my vibration low. And you know what? Honestly, that may be the case. However, I also understand that if I tell everybody out there that you are only allowed to eat, seeds, nuts, berries, and tofu, most of you are going to totally, completely, and utterly just check out on my entire sermon right now. Am I right? Yeah, I see a few nodding heads out there. It's all about balance and moderation in all things, but especially in how we choose to fuel our bodies. The vibrational level of our physical form while we're here on earth really does affect our mind, soul, and spirit. Okay, brace yourselves, everybody, because the next item on our list is meditation. Insert sigh and I roll here. Remember, and I say this all the time, but remember, meditation does not have to be spending an hour sitting in the lotus position chanting. It doesn't have to be that unless you choose to make it that. Just 2 minutes a day, sitting with spirit, with the intention of relaxing and being the best person that you can be, is enough. Really, you can stay relaxed in this high-pressure world that we have created. It will make a huge difference in your life, in a positive way. Now, to my way of thinking of things, music can also go hand in hand with meditation. Put on whatever music makes you happy. Is it pop punk music that makes you happy? Is it emo or heavy metal music that makes you happy? Do you live to listen to The Weeknd? Whatever it is that you enjoy for music can also help you raise your vibration, even if it is not something that is traditionally thought of in that way. It's going to be different for each of you. I mean, personally, my musical tastes, they run the gamut from the sublime to the ridiculous. I mean, it's all what feels right to me at the time. Actually, for example, this sermon, I work with spirit when I write my sermons, and I'm always kind of prodded or guided into a specific artist or a specific genre of music whenever I'm writing my sermons. This week's sermon is brought to you by the music of Mr. Marvin Adair. And for those of you who don't know who that is, that's Meatloaf. That's what I was listening to when this sermon was written. Another thing that is also very important that will probably elicit an eye roll, physical activity. I know nobody really wants to hear, go out and run a 5K or, So I'm not saying that you need to do 4 hours of circuit training every day or that you need to go out and become an ultra runner, unless of course you want to. What I'm saying is keep active in whatever way you feel is best for you. If this is something fun that you enjoy doing, even better. If you're doing exercise at a gym and you loathe every second of it, physically you're being more fit, spiritually, not so much. It might be raising the vibration of your physical body, but if it doesn't elevate your soul and your spirit at the same time, it doesn't have as much of an impact. So find something fun that you enjoy doing. And even now, for those of us who have multiple chronic illnesses, it's not always the easiest thing to stay active, but I kind of have lived my life like the little engine that could. I'm just chugging along at one speed, because that way, at least I keep moving. So whatever works for you, but activity is phenomenally important towards that, keeping your mind and your body active. Now, because we are in a world where everybody looks for shortcuts, if you want to find a great way to raise your vibration without having to actually really work at all towards it, spend time with like-minded people. Now, can anybody think of an amazing way to do that, just to spend a little time to raise your vibration with some like-minded people? Exactly. Come spend time with your fellow Christabelle sunflowers right here every Sunday. Come and raise your vibration by basking in the light, the love, the peace, and the joy that Spiritualist truth has to offer, and that can be found here every Sunday. And if for whatever reason you can't make it here and you cannot be present to bask in that light and that love of the sauna of Christabelle, you can watch us virtually from whatever virtual congregation location you happen to be at. As you go forth this week, think to the ways that you can help yourself to be a better, stronger, happier person. And remember that you have the love of Spirit to guide you. Your Christabelle family is here for you, and I am here for you. Spend just a few moments each day looking to raise your vibration, seeking to find the light of spiritualist truth and become that beacon of peace, joy, love, and happiness, not just for yourself, but for others as well. Try it. You'll like it. Thank you. At this time, I ask that our usher please comes forward for the collection of the offering. If you could, please place your money in your hands and bow your heads for our benediction, or should I say our invocation in this case. Infinite Spirit, we give thanks for these gifts so generously given. Without these gifts, we cannot grow. We ask a blessing for what is shared with us today and a special blessing for the givers. May they continue seeing the law of abundance in their lives. We dedicate these gifts to the future of our church and to spiritualism. Amen. And for those of you watching at home, feel free to provide a virtual offering on our virtual offering plates, and we appreciate it. At this time, we will be beginning our spirit greeting portion of today's church service. Now, before I really go into an explanation, a little more of the explanation of the spirit greeting, one of the things that we like to do is to sing to help raise the vibration of the chapel. And so, in this instance, I do ask that you stand for this particular hymn to help kind of raise the vibration, get your blood flowing a little bit, let Spirit know we're ready for him. And today, our message hymn for the day will be number 162, Spirit Calls Us. So when you do find that page, if you could please stand, and then we will know that you are ready. And let's hear those voices out there. This is a beautiful song. Let's sing it out loud. Gave you, if they really resonate, if you really understood who it was that was coming through, there are affidavit forms at the very back of the chapel on the table. If you could fill one of those out for us, we would greatly appreciate it. Now, moving on. For our closing hymn today, we will be singing one of my personal favorites, hymn number 120, which is Brightened the Corner. And we'll give you just a minute to get to that page, and you can stay seated for this. It's hot in here. And in just a moment, as soon as we get there, we will begin. Okay, go ahead. Here we go. Do not wait until some deed you see. Until you're far. Duties ever near you now be true. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner you may go. Right in the corner where you are. Just above the planet so that you may help to clear. Let not hear of self-will to away. All right, thank you, Jennifer. Now, if you could, please close your hymnals and bow your heads for our closing benediction. We close this service with the deepest gratitude for this day. We ask a blessing on all who have taken time to join us today. May we be ever learning, ever moving forward beyond the errors of the past, and knowing we have an endless supply of new beginnings. Amen. This officially concludes our Christabelle Spiritualist Church service for today. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and have a wonderful week ahead.